We saw a big part of the foundation laid in winter and pretty limited training overall. And then shifting in as the season's going on, they're getting more and more confident. They're getting more and more connected to each other. But the confidence is one thing. The other part of it is the belief that gets built over these things. It's like legs of a table where, one leg is the practices they do, one leg is the experiences that they're getting out there. The other leg is how they do the warm-up every time. And they're building this table and the whole foundation of belief. Belief in themselves, belief that they can accomplish hard things. The number of times they've heard, I could do hard things, there's been a lot of them this year. And they keep proving it to themselves. And what's really interesting, and we talked about this as a coaching group too on the side, where they go out and run this time that we didn't even think they could get to, honestly. They've already exceeded expectations by far, and the results are great, but it's interesting to see they start raising their own standards, and the friends and other teammates, they're raising their standards at the same time too. And what they learned, what we really focused a lot on in winter, is the right pacing and why, right? Whether it's the cake and the frosting, or the race car and the turbo and nitrous. I mean, a lot of them want to get to that turbo and the nitrous really quickly, right? But there's a lot of reminders along the way of like, here's where you're at in this small arc, and here's also the longer arc. They've got to feel safe saying how they feel about it. They have to feel comfortable, but learning restraint has been one of the most impactful things for these athletes. Because it isn't about going out and running as hard as you can absolutely run every time you go out there. It's not, and it's the opposite of that. It's showing restraint and following a specific pace, learning how to hit those paces. They trusted it. They trusted it, and as a result, they've gotten to see and experience the results of it. Season 2 is where it really gets put to the test. Can you hold to those things over these times? Can you hold to these same types of paces when you're working with another coach at a school? And it's noticeable. It's very noticeable. When a race finishes, you get 15 athletes that finish a race, and 4 of them happen to be on the YTF kids. They stick around, they're high-fiving them. Other ones we get a lot of people collapsing on the ground because they just did a really big effort, and it was a lot more taxing on their system. When they've got the fitness already built in and they're not working on trying to get that out there, they're finishing and walking right back to go get some water after the high fives. It's when we get to the race, it's like, hey, we haven't let you run fast yet, right? We have not let you run fast. And when it's a race, it's like, today, this is a race, you get to run fast. We're not gonna hold you back. And they've practiced restraint all the way through, and so then when they get that chance to go and really test out their full capabilities, I think that they're excited about it. I think that they have even more fun seeing what they've actually built and expressing it.
I think one of the strengths of YTF is just our low coach-to-athlete ratio, and that really allows us as coaches to really know our kids, know what their PRs are, know what their goals are, and really help them developmentally during the track season. I know in the past I've coached for teams where I've just had so many kids, and I feel bad as a coach because I don't know all their times, but because we're a smaller club, it makes it really easy to understand each kid and really help them.
I feel like that our team, I just love our team because it's not too big, because our coaches just care so much about you, and they help you become the best runner that you can be.
I think the coaches, they're more focused on our growth, not really on the results, and then the results just come when you're not really focused on it.
The coaches have been really helpful. They work more on each individual athlete and focus more on them since it's a smaller group. They also give us strategies individually.
Tom has really helped me listen to my body, and Coach Justin has helped me a lot with race strategy and how I can find my best in things I need to work on in races.
The coaches here just really care. They always look out for what's best for us, not what's good for the team. Sometimes the coaches are always focused on how can we get you better so that you can contribute to the team. But here it's how can we get you better so that you can improve yourself. It's not just about what makes the team look better, it's about how you can help improve yourself for your future.
I feel like everyone's just connected more, whereas my old club, people weren't as connected. It was kind of just more separate, and the coaches couldn't really coach individuals. they kind of had to coach everyone as a whole. So people didn't really get the coaching that they needed to become the best they could be. Whereas here at YTF, the coaches can really get more in depth with each individual person, and they also strive to do that.
The challenge has been, and really this is where Tom comes in, he has really focused on just the right mix so that the kids are not overtraining. For example, our YTF kids that are running in the Catholic Youth Organization, or CYO, they will not always do the same practice at their school practice as some of the other kids who are not racing for YTF. Mixing and matching that and making sure that we are coordinating with all those folks has been really quite a feat and quite a challenge. And I think Tom, to his credit, I think it's really pushed his boundaries and his abilities as a coach.
Sometimes the coaching happens on the front end of the meet, where you can, and we do our best to try and communicate the magnitude and the importance and the goal for those meets. Sometimes it happens in retrospect, looking backwards and say, hey, did you notice the difference in how we approached that meet, in what you learned, in the level of competition, and the size of the meet? Through those experiences, you're able to start getting a bigger picture for the sport, a better understanding of how to approach what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you love, what you hate, what you got to work on. There's a balance between comparing yourself in the sport and measuring your progress in the sport. Right? It's human nature to go and compare yourself against your teammates, your competitors. They're all still growing physically, emotionally, and physiologically, and just keeping them healthy is going to keep them improving in the sport. But if we can make it a fun journey, that's going to allow them, when the time is right, and when they decide and on their terms, to know the context of what they mean when they want to go after their own goals. There has been no injuries for the most part, and everyone's a year older or 3 months older, and physically they're stronger. There's no reason that they're not going to keep growing and getting faster. I know that. I believe that as a coach. And inevitably there's going to be comparison of times. How am I doing times from the indoors, times from prior year? And so we're going to have to, as coaches, navigate that individual approach versus the general, hey, you're going to progress, and the goal is not to be faster next week. The goal is to be your fastest come June, when we want to peak and we want to be at our best. And that's different from other sports where you have to compete at a very high level through so much of the season because the regular season matters. In running, the regular season doesn't matter from an external perspective. It matters from an internal progression. Do you see progress? And it really only matters if you only peak once and PR once, and that happens to be in the championship race at the end of the season. That's oftentimes the goal. And that's tough to swallow because kids want to compete every time out there. When racing and training and learning the times, when those dovetail together in the back half of the season, that's where the magic of championship comes together.